Vaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Param Narottamam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Ashtaprayesu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiti
Bhaktim Bhavati Nashiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text number 1. Till the previous class, we completed the first chapter in the Canto 2. So now today we are going to discuss second chapter. The second chapter name is the Cosmic Manifestation. So today is the first sloka. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī
Śrī Śukadeva
evaṁ purā dhāraṇayātma-yonir
evaṁ purā dhāraṇayātma-yonir
naṣṭāṁ smṛtiṁ pratyavarudhya tuṣṭāt
naṣṭāṁ smṛtiṁ pratyavarudhya
tathā sasarjedam amogha-dṛṣṭir
sasarjedam amogha-dṛṣṭir
yathāpyayāt prāg vyavasāya-buddhiḥ
yathāpyayāt prāg vyavasāya-buddhiḥ.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Śrī Śukadeva Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī said, evam, just in the same way, purā, prior to the manifestation of the cosmos,
Prior to the manifestation of the cosmos,
dhāraṇayā,
dhāraṇayā,
by such a conception, ātma-yoniḥ,
ātma-yoniḥ
of Brahmājī,
of Brahmājī,
naṣṭāṁ,
naṣṭāṁ,
lost, smṛtiṁ, remembrance, pratyavarudhya, by regaining consciousness, tuṣṭāt, because of appeasing the Lord, tathā, thereafter, sajarja, created, evaṁ, this material world, amogha-dṛṣṭiḥ,
amogha-dṛṣṭiḥ,
one who has attained clear vision, yathā, as, ātma-yoniḥ, created, prāg, as formerly, vyavasāya, ascertained, buddhiḥ, intelligence. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charunavanda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Shri
Please repeat, begin with the translation. Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī said,
Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī said,
formerly,
formerly,
prior to the manifestation of the cosmos,
prior
to the manifestation of the cosmos,
Lord Brahma,
Lord Brahma,
Brahma,
by meditating on the virāṭ-rūpa,
by
when meditating on the
Virāṭ-rūpa,
virāṭ-rūpa,
regained his
regained
his
lost consciousness
lost
lost
consciousness
consciousness
by appeasing the Lord.
by
by appeasing the Lord.
Thus he was able to
Thus he was able to
rebuild the creation
rebuild the creation
as it was before.
as it was before.
Purport. The example cited herein of Sri Brahmājī is one of forgetfulness. Brahmājī is the incarnation of one of the mundane attributes of the Lord. Being the incarnation of the passion mode of material nature, he is empowered by the Lord to generate the beautiful material manifestation. Yet, due to his being one of the numerous living entities, he is apt to forget the art of his creative energy. This forgetfulness of the living being, beginning from Brahma down to the lowest insignificant ant, is a tendency which can be counteracted by meditation on the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord. This chance is available in the human form of life, and if a human being follows the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam and begins to meditate upon the virāṭ-rūpa, then revival of his pure consciousness and counteraction of the tendency to forget his eternal relationship with the Lord can follow simultaneously. And as soon as this forgetfulness is removed, the vyavasāya-buddhiḥ, as mentioned here and in the Bhagavad Gita 2.41, follows at once. This ascertained knowledge of the living being leads to loving service to the Lord, which the living being requires. The kingdom of God is unlimited. Therefore, the number of assisting hands of the Lord is also unlimited. The Bhagavad Gita 13.14 asserts that this Lord has his hands, legs, eyes, and mouths in every nook and corner of his creation. This means that the expansions of differentiated parts and parcel called jivas or living entities are assisting hands of the Lord, and all of them are meant for rendering a particular pattern of service to the Lord. The conditioned soul, even in the position of a Brahma, forgets this by the influence of the illusionary material energy generated out of false egoism. One can counteract such false egoism by invoking God consciousness. Liberation means getting out of the slumber of forgetfulness and becoming situated in the real loving service of the Lord, as exemplified in the case of Brahma. The service of Brahma is the sample of service in liberated, distinguished from the so-called altruistic service full of mistakes and forgetfulness. Liberation is never inaction, but service without human mistakes. Om अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Today's sloka in this chapter is cosmic manifestation. So now Śukadeva Gosvāmī is giving, till previous chapter, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is explaining about the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord. So after the features, how the Lord appears, what is the virāṭ-rūpa features, everything he explained. Now prior to the cosmic manifestation, Lord Brahma, how he meditated upon the Supreme Lord and he regained his lost consciousness. So even from topmost, Brahmājī is the topmost living entity in this material world. So he is there in the Brahmaloka. From Brahmaloka to the Brahmājī, from Brahmājī to the little small ant. These are all all the things, all the living entities are the part and parcel of the Lord. When the pralaya, the devastation happens, that time, all the living entities, they will get into the body of the Mahavishnu. The Indian universe, the universe will get into the body of Mahavishnu. And once the creation starts, then again everything emanates from the body of the Mahavishnu. So once it is emanates from there, because the temple is kind of a Lord put us all the living entities in the temporary sleep. When we were all there in the material world, they will put us in the material temporary sleep kind of. Then once they come out from that, then all the living entities, he will give whatever their at the time of death, because when the devastation happen means all the living entities will die. So that time, what is their subhava, what is their thinking? Based on that, they will get the another body from the new creation. From then that time, the Brahmājī also will create. From the Mahavishnu, then the universe will come. In the universe, the Garbhadakshai Vishnu, he will come and in the form of Vishnu will come in the form of Garbhadakshai Vishnu. He will come and stay in the universe, Garbhada ocean. Then from there, from his navel, the lotus flower will appear. In the lotus flower, Brahmājī will be there. So Brahmājī, since yes, he was there before creation also. Because all the living entities are there always with a lot, with a part as a person, part and parcel. But since everybody in the already getting into the birth and death cycle, Brahmājī also not exemption from that. So he also in the forgetful mode. So here he's talking about he was in the forgetful mood. So he was not aware. Once Brahmājī got created, before the creation, nothing was there. Only the lotus flower, Brahmājī was seeing he is the only creator, only creation. Brahmājī is the only person is there. Nobody is there to give the company, nothing. So he was not able to see the Lord also. He was going up and down in the lotus stem. Then he was hearing the noise, hearing the voice. There is a voice from Lord's voice. Only voice is happening, tathā. Then he understood that. Then he started the meditation upon the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord. Then he regained, as per this sloka, when he meditating upon the virāṭ-rūpa, he regained his lost consciousness. So lost consciousness, then he got that, okay, how to creating the creative formula, he got the creating formula, then he continued his work. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is 15.15, Lord Krishna is saying that Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto mattaha smṛtiṁ apohanam cha vedaisya sarver agamyeva vedyo vedanta krit veda vidyeva chagam. That means here, why we are discussing this sloka, here mattaha smṛtiṁ apohanam cha. That means the three things, smṛtir. Smṛtir means remembrance. Jnanam means knowledge. And apohanam. Apohanam means forgetfulness. So these three things, remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness, this is coming from me. That's what Krishna is saying. Mattaha, from mattaha means from me, smṛtir, remembrance, jnanam, knowledge, and apohanam, forgetfulness. So from me, all this is coming. So we can relate that with that sloka. So Lord gave the remembrance, because Brahmājī, he was in the forgetfulness. Because Lord is, yes, we are all in the forgetful mode only. Because even though we took millions of births in this world, we are thinking that this is the very first birth we took in this material world, and we are experiencing everything newly kind of. But we took millions of births before. And we can also sometimes, some glimpse we can feel that. If we go somewhere, some place, we could have some remembrance will come. Okay, this place already I came over this place. There may be some tinge of experience we will get. This place already I visited. This is a very popular place for me. But even though the first time we are visiting that place, we will get that feeling. That is because of our previous birth effect, that is. Sometimes we'll get that. Not everybody, I hope everybody get that kind of experience. So that remembrance and the forgetfulness, it is coming from the Lord. So when devastation happen, then all the living entities put in the forgetful mode, and they will get into the body of Mahavishnu. And once they come out, then first again the creation will starting from the beginning, from the Brahmājī onwards. So the Brahmājī, to regain the knowledge, whatever he forgot, to regain the knowledge, he is meditating upon the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord. So not even for Brahmājī, even for us also to understand our position, we are also part and parcel of the Lord. But because of our enviousness, because of our lording it over to the material, lording it over the power, because we are envy on the Lord. By seeing that only Lord is enjoying, why can't I enjoy? So similar thought came in our mind. Because of that, we get into this material world. Lord created one small creation as a in that material world. In that, Lord put us there. So okay, whatever you want to enjoy over here. Whatever the material world, it will give you whatever the enjoyment over here in this material world, it will going to give only pain only. So with that pain, you will understand that this is not my permanent position. I need to go out of this material world. So even though still we took millions of births in this material world, we did the same thing, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. But still, even though in the very birth also, we are more affected, our consciousness is more affected by that material consciousness only. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, that only. But by the mercy of the Lord, we are getting to the touch of Srimad Bhagavatam and the devotees of the Lord, and we are able to get the knowledge about this, the material manifestation and the cosmic manifestation, and who is the creator and what is the purpose of life. Everything we are able to get through these scriptures. That is the mercy of the Lord. Even though Lord wanted us to give the punishment, not only the punishment, he wanted to make us realize, okay, whatever we are trying to do, we are nothing in front of the Lord, because Lord is the only person. He is the proprietor, he is the owner, he is the creator, he is the destroyer, he is the maintainer. Everything is Lord only. I am just an instrument in the hands of the Lord. To understand that concept, Lord put us in this material world. And mercifully, he put us in this world. He not, okay, lifelong, entire, as much as you can enjoy here, like that he gave. And he gave the different bodies also to enjoy this material world, different bodies. 84 lakhs of species also he gave. Okay, whichever senses you want to enjoy, according to, you will get the body and you will enjoy this material world. Then when you get the human form of life, the animal form and the birds and the aquatic, other than the human being, everybody under the law of nature, and they will come in the evolution. One after another, then they will come into the position of human being. From there, they will get the knowledge about the Lord through Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and through other devotees. Then they will get into the path of liberation. So here, Prabhupada is mentioning that the path of liberation means, it is not a liberation means if everybody go and sleep out of birth and death, we will go and sleep somewhere, and we won't do anything like that. Yes, there are the impersonalists, they are thinking in that way. So they are meditating upon towards the Lord. They wanted to merge with Brahmajyoti, which is very above the material creation. There is a Brahmajyoti, which is the border of material creation and the spiritual material world and spiritual world. There is a light. It is bright light. That is the Lord. That is, according to the impersonalist, that is the Lord. But the light is coming from the Lord's body. The Lord is there in the Goloka Vrindavana. Is from his body the light is appearing. That light, but this impersonalist, what they are thinking, Lord is light. There is no form for the Lord. So we'll go to attain that light. That is our goal of life. So they will meditate upon that. Since Lord, what in the Bhagavad Gita, the 8th chapter, Lord is saying that whatever your consciousness at the time of leaving the body, you will attain the same thing. So that's the reason we are attaining the same, whatever we are leaving the body. So the impersonalist, they wanted to merge with the light. the Brahmājī. So Lord means giving that prediction also. So at the time of that, they are thinking that I want to go and merge with the light. So they will go out of this material world, and their soul lying on they merge with the light only, the Brahmājī light. But see, that is kind of, there is no work there actually in the Brahmājī. If they go also, there is no work. How many days, how many years they can say that Om Shanti like that? They cannot be there, right, without any action, because all the living entities is provided the power to serve the Lord. When you are in this spiritual world, when you are in the material world, you enjoy your senses and you understand, realize, and work for service to the Lord. So in the spiritual world or in the material world, our main goal is to serve the Lord. There is no concept of inaction. Anywhere you have to act. That is the quality of our soul. The soul cannot be lived without doing any action. So that is the reason Lord gave this body, and through the body, our soul is trying to satisfy is whatever we wanted to do. So through this body. The similar way, when we get into the material spiritual world, there also we will get the spiritual body. So through that body, so since we get the knowledge about the spiritual world and the spiritual activities, that we will serve the Lord. So we won't be there won't be any situation that we will be in the inaction. So the liberation means it is many people wrongly thinking that it is just a go and stay in the stay in the spiritual world doing nothing. It's not like that. So even though the impersonalists, they are going to till the Brahmājī, they are staying there. But since our nature is to do something, they can't stay more time. So again, they will come back to this material world, and again they will get into the next level of understanding. Okay, Lord giving the next chance to get into the realization of the God, then they will get into the path of realization. So the Lord is giving the chance, multiple chances to get into the path of liberation. And for all the other living entities, say if you take any example in this material world, all the living entities except the human being, there must be a help. They will do help the nature. So here, that's why it is he said here, Lord has all in 13.4, the sloka, Sarvataha pani padam tat sarvato akshit siro mukham sarvatam shrutimol noke sarvam drutya tistati. So what is saying that everywhere are his hands and legs, his eyes, heads and faces, and he has ears everywhere. In this way, the Supreme exists, pervading everywhere. The Supreme Lord is pervading everywhere. So in the form of all are supreme, all the living entities are part and parcel of the Lord. So all are meant to serve the Lord. So even though in the material world, all the creations, they are also serving the Lord, because Lord wanted to make this material world and help each other and get the God realization and come back to me. So in that, in the material creation, the human form of life is the topmost form in this earthly planet, and to help the human form of life, all the other living entities are prepared, means there to help us. They are also helping us, and they are also under the process of evolution. They are also, both the things are happening simultaneously. So even if you see the small the bee, honeybee, it is also helpful to the nature, and it is because of honeybee, the polytheism is happening, and the flowers and vegetation is the fruits are coming in this material world, and they are segregating that, they are taking the honey from each and every flower, and they are storing in that particular in the place, and that honey also is good for our human body. So all those, each and every living entities in this material world, if you see, they are all helpful to the nature. except the human being. Human being is the only the exploiting the nature and is trying to exploit nature, enjoy the nature. That is the propensity of the human being. But the human form of life is not to give, just to enjoy. So that's the reason in 2.221, Krishna is saying, vyavasāya-buddhiḥ ekaka kuru nandana magushaksha hi anandascha buddhayo vyavasāyinam. So what is the meaning? Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of Purus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute in many branched. That means what is the meaning of this? Vyavasāya-buddhiḥ means that is the one pointed, one goal. The human being, while born in this material world, for all of us there is only one goal. But because of our forgetfulness, because of our enjoying propensity, because of our enviousness, greed, we forget that our goal. So because of that, we are creating our goal, multiple goals, multiple branched goals. Like I wanted to build a big emperor. I want to build a big house. I want to build a big car. I want to do a big business. I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy that. There are multiple goals we are creating. But the person who has the self-realized soul, what they will do? For them, there is only one goal of life. That is to go back to Godhead, to serve the Lord. That is the only one goal. So that is the reason that self-realized soul, what they will do, even though they are in this material world, they will serve the Lord in material world also. How can we serve the Lord in the material world? As we discussed earlier, we can propagate the Lord's glories and what is the purpose of life. We can give this knowledge to others by speaking and by giving the lecture or giving the books, distributing the books and taking them to the temple. So all those other activities which will give us a sukriti. So as much as we are earning the sukriti, our progress in bhakti also will increase. So this is the very reason Lord put us in this material world for only one goal for all the living entities. But all the living entities in the evolution process except the human being. But human being, because of his enjoying propensity, he forget that. So in order to remember, in order to make us remember, Lord send here, because of Lord is so much of merciful, right? Lord is a merciful Father actually. He is a Supreme Father of us. He is very merciful. So in order to give us the remembrance, Lord himself, sometimes he is coming as incarnations and he is giving us a remembrance that you need to come back to me. And sometimes what he sent his representative in the form of acharyas, in the form of gurus, is sending this material world to revive our consciousness so that we can understand that what is the purpose of our human birth here. And they will take us to the path of liberation and we can go out of this material world. So today's sloka, we mainly discussed about before the cosmic manifestation, Brahmājī, he was in the forgetfulness, but when he meditated upon the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord, he regained his consciousness, meditation and glorifying the Lord. That means through that, he regained his consciousness. That means if it is that is working for Brahmājī, that will same thing can work for us also, for human being and for us also. The same way, if you meditate upon the virāṭ-rūpa of the Lord and if you glorify the Lord, always connecting with the Lord, always serve the Lord, even in this material world, then our consciousness also will revive and we can go back to Godhead in this very life itself. So that is the reason. Please chant the holy name of the Lord as much as you can. Whenever you get time, please chant the holy name. Read the scriptures. Don't waste the time because human form of life is very rare. And in that rare also, our life is very small, very, even though if you have per year 365 days, if you take 100 years also, our life is 36,500 days only, not beyond that. Only in thousands, our age is, going to live in this material world, only thousands of days. In the 1,000 of days also, many work, we have our material work, we have our, take care of our body and sleeping. So many things are there in that. So if you categorize all those things, you will get very little time to remember the Lord, to know about the Lord, to connect with the Lord. So please don't waste our time and just connect with the Lord as whenever you get a time through chanting. Because Lord is not like he's in the Goloka Vrinda, means it will take a lot of time to connect with him. No. Lord is in front of us. Lord is always with us as a Paramatma. He's sitting in our heart, like we saw in the 15.15 chapter. The 15.15 Lord is saying that the first says, Sarvasya Chakam Hridi Sannivisto. That means I am seated in everyone's heart. That's what Lord is saying, that I am seated in everyone's heart. So that is the first word of the sloka. That means Lord is always along with us only. Our only thing is we need to revive our consciousness to focus. Instead of the outwardly we focus in the material world, we need to change our focus to inward towards the Lord, the Supreme Lord, who is sitting as a Paramatma, so that we can revive our consciousness. We can understand what is the purpose of life, what we need to do here. That what are the understanding God will give, how to go back to Gaudiya. That we saw already, saw the 10.10. That sloka, Lord is saying that I will give you the understanding. Who are all doing the worshipping me and surrender to me, I will give the understanding by which they can come back to me. That's what Lord also promising for that. So we just need to focus on the Lord. That is our only work. And glorify the Lord, propagate the Lord, participate in the Lord's service, so that we will get the mercy of the Lord, we will get the Sukriti, and we can go back to Godhead in this very life itself. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.